This is James Holder for IFL TV in association with Macklin Marbella. With me, I've got IBF World Champion James DeGALE. We're in Washington at his press conference today ahead of his defence against PORKY MEDINA. How are you feeling, champ?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good, Jay.
Good.
Press conference with a good turnout. Feeling fresh, ready. Just can't wait now.
Does it inspire you when you come abroad to fight on the road and you've got such a sort of big contingent of English fans that bother to come out?
Loving it. It's fantastic. I'm privileged. Listen, I'm privileged. It's a privilege for people to support me and come out and whatever. And you know what? It feels like on this table, I am the man. Don't you think? It feels like they give me a good boost up. My name's getting big in America. Like the press all over me over here. I'm feeling a good vibe. I'm feeling. I think I'm making a name for myself. So I'm pleased with it.
You could see the respect obviously shown on the top table. There wasn't any trash talking. There wasn't any bad mouthing. I suppose with the two of the world champions at 168 on the same table, you wouldn't really expect anything less, would you?
No. As I say, it's actually a decent lineup. But for once, I shouldn't really say this, but I've had a touch with my opponent. It's my mandatory. But you can't moan at this mandatory. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got 6 losses on his record. He's a good fighter in his own right. He's tough, durable on game, but really he's not in my league. He's not in my level. So, but once again, I've got to be switched on. I've got to go in there and do a proper job. I can't just go in there and expect because he's got 6 losses on his record. It's boxing. Anything can happen. Sure. One punch, you get knocked out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's shown against Jay Leon Love. So I've got to be switched on.
BADOU Jack's obviously been in the ring with him. BADOU Jack's got a win over him. Interesting enough, you boxed Butte in your last fight in Quebec, in his hometown. Yeah. You've got the win over Butte, so it's quite an interesting one in itself. That sort of lineup, isn't it?
People are going to be judging the performances and comparing the performances, but I don't care. All I want to do is get in there, look good, and move on to the big one after.
You mentioned the big one after. If I can, I want to force you to just look ahead a little bit, James. I mean, talking to BADOU Jack today, he said, show him the money, he will come to the UK. He will come. That's what he said. He's up for coming to the UK. He likes
Let's get him over. Get that Eddie Hearn, get him do some work, and let him get BADOU Jack over here, and let's have the wicked homecoming for 2 belts. Let him do some work. Where is he? He's not even here today. He's coming later. So yeah.
What is the reputation? The sort of, not the reputation, it's the wrong word. What is the sort of deal? Are you still co-promoted by Matchroom? So if it was in the UK, would you sort of be on a Matchroom show?
Eddie ain't got. That's why he's a little bit better. I love Eddie. Eddie's wicked, but that's why he's not. I'm not the main man no more because he don't have no power. He don't have no say. He don't tell me how much I'm getting. He's got no power. Really. He's working with Al Heyman, and when I come to London, he's gonna promote it. That's all it is really. So he's just a bit probably. He's just like a bit down probably. That.
Do you think he put his nose out of joint a little bit by signing with Al Heyman? Do you think is that
killed him? Yeah, that killed him. That killed him. But I've got to think of myself. This ain't about Eddie Hearn and me. It's about me. I've got to think about number one. I've got to think about my future. I've got to think about the best fights and the best move for me. And to go with Al Heyman, smashed it. Just look at my last 3 fights and what I've been paid and where I've been boxing. I don't have to say. It just speaks for itself.
Where have you enjoyed fighting on the road as much as you can so far? Like Quebec, Boston. What's been the sort of your pinnacle, if you like?
Yeah, Boston was good. Obviously, I won my world title. I made history. Quebec was good. A good atmosphere. Bit hostile, but I like that. You know me. And this one should be good as well. But I want the next one, man. The homecoming. I feel like a parrot. Keep on saying it. But the homecoming or Vegas. I'm easy with Vegas as well.
BADOU Jack being like fighting out of Vegas
and with Mayweather behind him, well, 2 titles on the line. Obviously, Showtime have put this on to they know something's coming. So we'll see.
Would it be disappointing for you if you had to face Lucien Butte again? If Lucien Butte wins the fight,
I maybe give him to Kellen Smith. Maybe let Kellen Smith deal with him. We're gonna have to see.
It's interesting as well. Obviously, Kellen Smith's in the mandatory position to challenge BADOU Jack, but obviously a unification clash would override that. So it's interesting for British fighters, isn't it?
But it is very interesting. We're in a fantastic position, but if Lucien Butte wins it, would I want to fight him again? The only reason why I want to fight him is for the title. Probably get him over in London, beat him up, but will he want to fight me? Will he want to voluntary? Do you know what I'm saying? He's advised by Al Heyman. It's a bit more tricky. I'll probably just let Kellen Smith deal with him.
How much
problem.
day-to-day interaction do you have with Al Heyman? Do you ring him up and go, yo, Al, what's happening?
I don't speak to him every day. I'm one of very few fighters that speak to him. Obviously, the build up to this fight, I spoke to him a couple times, discussing, negotiating stuff, purses and whatever.
But what would he say? How would the conversation go? Do you know what I mean?
Champ, what's happening? Seriously, obviously, I'm on the call, my mum, my dad, and that. Jim sometimes and whatever, but he's my advisor. Do you know what I'm saying? I speak to him regularly, but I'm lucky enough that I get to speak to him, and it's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? But he's a hell of a guy. Trust me.
Do you want to thank him before we go?
Well, I give him my first thanks. You hear it, the press comment. I give it. You like it, innit? You have to thank him, man. Good man. He's a good man.